Our team designed an extremely lightweight, extremely powerful race car capable of competing at a professional level that is also enjoyable to drive for other amateur and less experienced drivers. Now, this is often an issue that race car design companies try to tackle. However, our team's goal was to build a car that not only fulfilled these race requirements, but also included additional features and options that other cars do not. For example, our car features an external body and frame. While most cars are built around the chassis and draw most of their strength and stability from underneath the car, our car is built from the outside in, kind of like an oversized and over-designed go-kart. Having an external frame is what allows our car to be so lightweight. Dropping so much unneeded weight from the design allows our car to have an extremely high power to weight ratio, and thus what allows it to perform at such high levels. Aside from the performance benefits, this design gives this car an extremely nice visual aspect as well. In a field where making something unique is so difficult, producing something that can stand out gives us a leg up on every other average looking car out there. The second unique feature our team incorporated into this vehicle is the ability to go seamlessly between track and normal road driving. Most of the time, when someone buys a race car, it is exclusively for doing just that, racing. And that's fine for those who just desire to do one thing, get out there and burn lap at the track. However, it's not enough for those who want to get more out of their vehicle. The ability of our car to be street legal gives owners a unique opportunity to drive to the track, perform at a high level, and then get back in and drive it home at the end of the day. It also allows people to take their car out for a normal drive. It may not be an everyday commuter, but you can still get in it, take it out, show it off, and enjoy driving in a non-competitive manner. Unlike many race cars, it was designed with 2 seats, so more than one person can get and enjoy the ride at a time. Another benefit of having a street-friendly race car is avoiding the huge expenses that come with buying a car which is not street legal. When you buy a race car that you can only drive on the track, then you inevitably also have to buy the trailer that goes with it to get to and from the track. And hopefully you have a truck that can pull the trailer, otherwise there's something else you have to buy. This car gives the people a chance who don't already own a race car and may not have all the resources to go with it, but it lets them take it out, get on the track, and race without having to spend so much extra money to go with it. The third and possibly most important distinguishing feature of the car is the option to be purchased as a kit car. Generally speaking, there are 2 ways of getting a race car. You can either buy one or you can build one. The first of the 2 options, buying one, drastically restricts the ability of the buyer to customize their vehicle. It was built, manufactured, and assembled by someone else, leaving the owner with little knowledge of the little nuances of the car that many racers like to have. However, to build a race car from the ground up requires, aside from an incredible skill set, an incredible amount of knowledge and experience, it also requires a ton of resources to be able to get all the parts and all the tools needed to build the car. Building a car can also be really, really expensive. Generally speaking, the sum of the individual parts of a car often ends up being far more expensive than the cost of just buying a car itself. Not to mention, when you build a car, most of the time, a lot of the parts you use are going to be used and worn down. Offering buyers the option to purchase the car as a kit gives them the best of both worlds. They now have the opportunity to build, customize, and get to know their car while they build it, but they won't have to spend an outrageous amount of money and time searching and buying individual parts. Having all the parts in one place also helps attract people who may not have ever built a car before but have always wanted to. They often don't know how to do everything. They don't have all the resources. We kind of supply them with all that, and we also supply them with support and knowledge so they can get in there, give it a shot, and we feel like this really opens up a larger customer base for our product. The competitive advantage our product delivers is entirely derived from the 3 distinguishing features I just discussed: the external frame, the ability to drive on normal roads, and the kit car option. These features set us apart from our competition. There may be cars that excel in one of those 3 things. However, there's really no one out there right now who provides a product that excels in all 3. Selling something that gives our customers such a wide range of features and options to go along with the incredible performance gives our car a distinct advantage over competing companies. Our competition will mainly be other small, highly specific companies that specialize in these types of vehicles. Large racing companies usually focus on cars that are eligible to race on the main circuits and rarely try to design such a unique and specialized vehicle. It is the smaller companies like ourselves that design maybe a handful of unique cars, one or two at most, that will provide us with most of our competition. These companies, however, usually market to established professional drivers who have very specific needs and requirements of their cars. The ability of our car to be attractive not only to these professionals, but also to amateurs and people who are interested in joining the sport opens up an entire customer base which our competition cannot access. The market that we'll be entering is undoubtedly a niche market. The race class our car is eligible to compete in is called the Super Unlimited class. Now, Super Unlimited is essentially a class with very few restrictions over the vehicle to enter, so people can kind of get in there and pit their car against other really unique vehicles and see how they do. Now, while it's a relatively small class compared to some of the more popular classes and circuits, it's still a professional circuit, and those who compete in it take it very seriously. Oftentimes, too, these competitors have and are willing to spend large amounts of money on their vehicles. We feel like we can capture a share in this market with the performance capabilities of our car, as well as open up a market to those individuals interested in getting involved in the sport.
According to our financial projections, the first year for our company will definitely be a difficult one. We expect to need a lot of assistance from both financial backers and possibly a sizable loan. This is mainly due to the startup costs associated with starting a new business in the racing field. In addition to this, we are relying on word of mouth to be the marketing tool for our product. While this is the most effective marketing tool for this particular niche of the market, this will not give us strong sales until the word of our product spreads amongst the racing community. However, once this has occurred, we expect for our profits to rise substantially. Now, if you look at our income statement, you can notice a few things. One thing that is not evident is that the graph, you can see our net income, how it slowly grows, but what the graph does not show is our initial net income is well into the negatives. This is due to the high prices of creating our vehicles and designing them according to customer desires. This is definitely required because since we are relying on word of mouth as our marketing tool, we want customers to come away with an excellent experience so that when they spread the word about our company, they will have positive things to say about us. Much of our early funding in the gross revenue stream will not come from actually selling race cars. We need to spread the word about them before we are able to do that. So many of the early funding will actually be from us doing odd jobs for other race car drivers and race car enthusiasts. We will have a lot of the tools required to do these kind of things. So it makes sense that we might as well do some of these odd jobs for such as painting cars, possibly repairs. We can do these things, and while doing this, we spread the word of our company, we build our reputation, and we basically advertise our product while doing this. If we make ourselves look good, we're going to make our products look good. If you take a look at our gross revenue, you'll notice it starts low. As explained, we're going to be doing odd jobs, and it's going to stay low for quite some time. However, as time goes on, and once our vehicle starts selling, which we expect to occur about the end of the quarter 4 of year 1 to year 2, we expect to actually start selling the vehicles. Each sale is going to be a significant bump to our revenue stream. And then as time goes on, there will be an even greater source of revenue because since we will be selling them in kits, we will also have parts that will be replaceable for other race cars. This allows drivers and racing enthusiasts to not only build the vehicles according to their own specifications with our tools, but this will allow them to, if a part of it breaks, we will be able to sell them that specific part from our own creation. If you take a look at our balance sheet, you'll notice that pretty much everything starts off at 0. Liabilities, assets, equity. However, as time goes on, all of these take a trend up. with equity going the furthest but liabilities trailing close behind, and assets about half of those as time goes on. It is a steady all of these go up at a steady trend until it hits year 5. Then it shows a sharp drop then. The reason it goes down is because year 6 is not accounted for financially. If it was though, these would continue to go up. This is also true for liabilities and assets. And liabilities though eventually should drop off. Now the reason our liabilities go up as our equity does is because our investors will have to stick with us for a long-term loan. The first year will cost them a lot of money to get us off the ground. So we want to restore their confidence quickly by paying it back as soon as possible and as soon as we get the money. So the return of the investment should occur by the end of the 5th year. If there are delays, possibly the 6th year. Hopefully, this will incentivize companies to finance us. Also, our assets go up for the same reason as our equity and liabilities. Time is our company's ally and will make us more financially firm as we grow. Now, if you look at our cash flow chart, it's evident how things start with our company. Our first year, very much negative. As time goes on, we definitely bring it back in a strong force, in a big way. In the first year, we will require a lot of cash to stay afloat, and most likely a loan will not cover this alone. But our ending cash does go up far more than it originally was. The turning point is near the end of year 1. We expect that around this point, word of mouth will have spread about our product, and we will begin selling kits and fully assembled vehicles to racing enthusiasts. When we finally make that turn, we can begin to pay back our investors, and they can expect all of the money that they invested into our company, and then some as well. This is our capital needs and funding chart. As you can see, most of the funding is going to be going into R&D. Over half of it even. This will be used to build the actual vehicle and construct the tools that will make building the vehicle a cheaper process and simpler to do in the future. The second largest portion of the funds will be going to outsourcing. And by outsourcing, we mean not only recruiting outside help, but purchasing outside tools that will make building our vehicle a simpler process. The orange area, while it does not specifically say what it is, the orange area represents miscellaneous costs, and these will be there in order to help in case of emergencies or if we get orders that need to be filled immediately. The purple area, our investment funds, is by far the smallest area, and this is because, as we have discussed earlier, we expect to pay our investors off at a later date. They will be in it for the long haul. This is a token payback to say, hey, we remember you, but the real payout is coming in the future. Finally, the salary is the third largest slice of the funding, since the number of employees will need to grow rapidly and they will require substantial amounts of training. In addition to this, the original employees can expect to be working late nights and on weekends during the first year. This will be needed in order to spread the word about our product, as well as finish research and development and construction of the vehicle in a quick fashion, while at the same time working those odd jobs for other racers. So in conclusion, why should you invest in our lightweight racing vehicle? Well, it's got strong potential for the future. Its lightweight design and build is going to be incredibly popular and useful for racers. And its kit design allows customization that people will find incredibly useful and will make us grow in the future.